Have you ever pondered the reasons behind the phenomenon of older adults rising at the hour of 3 a.m.? Yet, slumber eludes me once more. In the stillness of the night, you may find yourself gazing up at the ceiling, pondering the troubles that plague your body or your mind. The reality is that this phenomenon occurs more frequently than one might assume, and it isn't merely a random quirk or an effect of aging. In this video, we delve into 5 compelling reasons why individuals often find themselves waking up at 3 a.m. as they grow older. The early morning awakenings may convey messages about your body. Each reason uncovers a deeper insight into your health and life experiences. By the conclusion of this video, you might perceive your sleep in an entirely new perspective. These insights go beyond mere surface-level explanations. They are deeply intertwined with genuine physiology and psychology, as well as the subtle rhythms of aging that often go unnoticed. We will explore the shifts in hormones, sleep patterns, health challenges, and even the emotional and social factors that may be silently influencing our lives. Our discussion will unfold in a thoughtful manner that is sincere, uplifting, and profoundly honoring of the journey you have undertaken thus far. So if you have ever experienced those early morning awakenings around 3 a.m., and questioning why you find yourself in the right place at this moment, remain engaged until the conclusion, for the insights you gain here may not only enhance your sleep, but also deepen your understanding and appreciation of the journey your body is currently navigating. Let us embark on this journey. The foremost reason for the nocturnal awakenings of older adults, frequently occurring around the hour of 3 a.m., is the evident decrease in melatonin production that accompanies the passage of time. Melatonin serves as the hormone that orchestrates our sleep-wake cycle, often referred to as the body's internal clock. It plays a pivotal role in facilitating both the onset of sleep and its continuity. In youth, your body likely produced a robust and steady supply of melatonin each night, granting you the luxury of long, uninterrupted stretches of deep rest. However, as time progresses, the production of this vital hormone diminishes, leading to tangible effects on the quality of your sleep. While you may still find it easy to drift off at night, especially after a fulfilling day or a tranquil evening, the early hours, around 2 a.m., may reveal a different story. The natural supply of melatonin can diminish, leaving you vulnerable to waking not due to a disruptive noise or a vivid dream, but rather because your brain is gradually transitioning back to wakefulness, lacking the melatonin necessary to maintain melatonin. Your slumber. This occurrence is not a reflection of any misstep on your part, nor does it signify a failing of your body. It merely indicates that your internal chemistry is evolving with age. Additionally, the conditions of your bedroom may exacerbate this phenomenon. Even the faintest glow from a street lamp outside the window, the persistent blink of a clock on the nightstand, or the soft illumination of a hallway light seeping under the door can further inhibit melatonin production. As the years pass, your body grows increasingly attuned to these environmental cues, making those restless hours at 3 a.m. all the more challenging. Waking up has become increasingly frustrating. Take Harold, for example. At 72, he has always prided himself on being a good sleeper, but lately, that has changed. At approximately 3:15 a.m., he discovers that he is wide awake. Most nights, he experiences neither anxiety nor distress, but rather a heightened sense of alertness, as if dawn has arrived. It was only when he grasped that this was not a personal failing, but rather a natural aspect of aging linked to melatonin, that he found peace in the experience. He stopped blaming himself and started adjusting his habits. He now keeps his bedroom darker, avoids screens an hour before bed, and takes a brief evening walk to reinforce his natural circadian rhythm. These small changes help signal to his body that it's still nighttime, and while he still wakes up early, sometimes he's learned to work with his body instead of against it. This kind of understanding can be a game changer when you know that waking up early might not be your fault, but rather a natural chemical shift. You can take steps to support your sleep instead of resenting your body. That's the power of awareness. It turns frustration into compassion, and it helps you make wiser choices about how you care for yourself at night. Number 2, shifted it. Sleep cycle and advanced sleep phase. Another significant reason older adults tend to wake up around 3 a.m. is due to a natural shift in the body's internal clock, a phenomenon known as advanced sleep phase. As we age, our circadian rhythms start to move forward, which means we may begin to feel sleepy earlier in the evening and wake up earlier in the morning. You might notice yourself nodding off during a late-night movie or waking up without an alarm at dawn, even on days when you wish you could sleep longer. This shift isn't just a matter of habit, it's deeply rooted in biology, and it can become more pronounced with each passing year. In younger years, the body's rhythm is often aligned with a later bedtime and a wake-up time that feels more in sync-up time with the sun. But as this rhythm advances, the sleep window naturally shifts forward. You may fall asleep at 9 p.m. or even earlier without intending to, which means your body has already gotten its full cycle of rest by the time 3 a.m. rolls around. That's why you might find yourself wide awake in the middle of the night, feeling as though your rest is complete. Even if it's still pitch dark outside, this doesn't mean there's something wrong with you. It just means your body is operating on a different schedule. Now think of it like a clock that's been gently reset over the years, ticking ahead a little bit more each season. And while this isn't harmful, it can be frustrating if your lifestyle, family routine, or personal preferences don't align with this new rhythm. There's also a quiet psychological side to this change. Many older adults live in quieter households or spend more time alone, and that peaceful environment can amplify the body's signals to wind down earlier in the day without the constant activity or noise that might have once delayed bedtime. Your system begins its nightly shutdown process much sooner, and if you're no longer working full-time or following a strict daily routine, the lack of external time cues like meetings, commutes, or social gatherings can make this internal shift even stronger. Let's take a look at someone like Charles, who's 68 and retired. He typically enjoys his dinner at approximately 5:30 p.m., followed by an hour of television before retiring to bed by 9 p.m. He lies in slumber, and by the hour of 3 a.m., his body instinctively prepares to awaken. Initially, he felt not anxious or stressed, but rather alert. He had thought it was insomnia, yet upon discovering advanced sleep phase, his perspective shifted. He came to understand that his sleep wasn't disrupted. It was merely rearranged. Charles started to modify his evening habits, allowing himself to linger a bit longer over a book bathed in soft light. He took leisurely strolls after dinner and sometimes reached out to his daughter for a brief conversation before settling in for the night. These subtle social and sensory experiences helped to extend his sleep window just enough to adjust his wake-up time nearer to dawn. The outcome: fewer 3 a.m. awakenings. Awakening to a profound sense of harmony with daily existence. This organic transition in sleep patterns is a phenomenon many older adults encounter, yet seldom discuss. Gaining insight into this experience can alleviate much of the guilt or bewilderment, providing a more empathetic approach to engaging with one's body rather than resisting it. Should you find yourself stirring at 3 a.m., feeling as though you've enjoyed a complete night's rest, it may be that your body has adopted an earlier rhythm. Recognizing this can empower you to craft a routine that nurtures your well-being. If you're still engaged with this video and appreciating these insights, I invite you to comment with the number 2 below to signal your presence. If you haven't subscribed yet, I encourage you to do so and activate the notification bell to ensure you don't miss any of our videos. Your support is vital in helping us create quality content that informs and inspires. Now, let's proceed to the third point: physical discomfort and health-related interruptions. Another prevalent reason older adults find themselves awake around 3 a.m. is the body's reaction to physical discomfort or underlying health issues that often emerge during the stillness of the night. As we age older, the chances of dealing with chronic conditions or subtle health problems increase, and many of these conditions have a way of disrupting sleep. Without sounding loud alarms, they creep in quietly, like a sore joint, a full bladder, or a sudden twinge in the back, and that's often enough to bring you out of a restful state right in the middle of the night. Conditions like arthritis, for example, can make lying in the same position for hours uncomfortable. You may not notice the discomfort. You first fall asleep, but after several hours of stillness, those aches can build up enough to nudge you awake. For others, nighttime acid reflux may stir them from sleep, especially if they've eaten dinner too late or recline too soon after eating. Even something as seemingly simple as dry mouth muscle cramps or a slight change in room temperature can trigger a light awakening around the early morning hours, when your body's defenses are already more sensitive and less forgiving than they used to be. One of the most common physical reasons older men wake up at 3 a.m. is the need to urinate. As we age, the bladder becomes less elastic, and the urge to relieve it can come on faster and more frequently. You might not feel it during the day. Distractions keep your mind occupied, but at 3 a.m., in a dim and silent chamber, that feeling becomes undeniable. Once you rise and wander, even if merely to the restroom, your body may have transitioned from profound slumber to a state of heightened awareness, complicating the journey back to sleep. Additionally, there exists the matter of medications that numerous older adults consistently utilize for managing blood pressure, heart health, or pain relief. These medications frequently carry side effects such as frequent urination, fluctuations in body temperature, or heightened sensitivity to noise and light, all of which can subtly disrupt sleep. The link between your medication and your sleep patterns might go unnoticed until someone brings it to your attention, or you start monitoring your habits more diligently. Consider Eleanor, for example, a 76-year-old woman who has always been a relatively light sleeper. Over the past year, she began waking up consistently at 3:30 a.m. After months of attributing her discomfort to the natural process of aging, she finally consulted her doctor and uncovered that one of her medications was disrupting her hydration levels, leading to increased nighttime bathroom visits. With her doctor's guidance, she modified the timing of her dosage and incorporated a few lifestyle changes. Now she finds herself waking up less often and slipping back into slumber more effortlessly when she does. It's crucial to understand that these physical awakenings do not signify a failing body. Rather, they can be indicators that your body is still functioning as it should. It responds, alerts, and adjusts. These signals can guide you toward improved care, more informed choices, and a profound sense of trust in your own awareness. Awakening at 3 a.m. may feel like an inconvenience, but it can also be a quiet nudge to tune and check in and make small changes that support better health and deeper rest. Number 4. Lifestyle habits that shift your sleep rhythm. Another powerful but often overlooked reason older adults find themselves awake at 3 a.m. lies in long-standing daily habits, small routines and choices that over time quietly reshape your internal rhythm. Many older adults naturally begin eating dinner earlier, winding down sooner in the evening, and experiencing less physical activity during the day. These seemingly minor adjustments accumulate and can signal to the body that the night should begin earlier, which inevitably pushes the wake-up time earlier to when your way. Days become quieter, especially after retirement. Your body no longer receives the same external cues it once relied on, like commuting, running errands, or engaging in physically or mentally stimulating tasks. Without those cues, the body's sleep-wake cycle may begin to drift forward. A calm, dimly lit evening with minimal stimulation can cause your brain to produce melatonin earlier, inviting sleep before you eat. The clock has struck 9 p.m. and once you're asleep earlier, your body simply finishes its rest earlier, waking up in those still pre-dawn hours, often right around 3 a.m. There's also a subtle relationship between food timing and sleep quality. Eating dinner early, while generally healthy, can sometimes lead to a dip in blood sugar levels overnight, especially if there's no light snack before bed. That dip may not feel like hunger, but it can still rouse the body from sleep. Similarly, caffeine consumed even in the early afternoon can linger in your system, especially as the metabolism slows with age, subtly lightening your sleep and making you more susceptible to waking up at any disturbance. For someone like Walter, who's 74 and recently retired, these changes crept in gradually. His days became less structured, and his evenings more relaxed. He discovered that his supper was now served at 5 p.m. He would often doze off in his recliner while the evening news played softly in the background, retreating to bed before the clock struck 9 p.m. Unbeknownst to him, his entire routine had gradually advanced a few hours earlier, and soon it became the norm. He found himself stirring at around 3 a.m., bewildered by the fact that he was fully alert long before the birds began their morning chorus. After contemplating his daily habits, Walter decided to implement subtle changes, incorporating a brief stroll in the afternoon, indulging in reading under brighter lights during the evening, and steering clear of any naps post-dinner. These adjustments nudged his natural sleep window slightly later, allowing his body to embrace a rhythm that harmonized with his preferred wake-up time. It's astonishing how frequently we underestimate the influence of routine. Our bodies yearn for daily patterns that serve as cues, signaling to the brain when to rest and when to awaken. As these cues diminish or alter, the internal body clock can falter, resulting in earlier and more fragmented sleep. However, by recognizing these patterns and implementing mindful changes, one can gently steer the body back to a sleep cycle that feels more restorative and less disrupted. If you're still engaged with this video and finding these insights beneficial, please comment number 4 below to let me know you're present. And if you haven't subscribed yet, I encourage you to do so and activate the notification bell, ensuring you won't miss any of our videos. Your support is vital in helping us create meaningful content that informs and inspires you. Now let us proceed to number 5. Emotional and psychological restlessness. There are times when one finds themselves awake at 3 a.m. It has less to do with the physical form and more to do with the intricacies of the mind as we age. Emotional layers, once concealed beneath the hustle of everyday existence, begin to emerge in the stillness of the night. These early morning hours, when the world is hushed and distractions are minimal, often transform into a stage where unvoiced worries, regrets, or longings start to awaken. You may find yourself lying awake, not due to noise or discomfort, but because your mind is gently sifting through memories, unresolved thoughts, or subtle anxieties you didn't realize were still lingering. This particular restlessness diverges from the intense anxiety often experienced in youth. It possesses a quieter, more contemplative quality, manifesting as a gentle hum in the background, a lingering sense that something remains unresolved. Even if it eludes precise identification, the mind, when not preoccupied, tends to wander back to past relationships, decisions made, losses suffered, or words left unspoken. As the body ceases its relentless pace from one obligation to the next, there emerges a space for these thoughts to resonate more prominently. It is also crucial to acknowledge the role of loneliness in this experience. For many older adults, social circles tend to diminish over time. Children relocate, friends become engrossed in their own lives, and routines shift. While the day may be filled with brightness and activity, the night brings a stillness that heightens the awareness of that emotional void. This particular form of loneliness doesn't always weigh heavily on the heart. At times, it manifests as a yearning for connection, or a subtle longing for someone to converse with in the quiet of an empty home. Take, for instance, Gloria, an 80-year-old widow navigating her days in solitude. She occupies her time nurturing her garden, reaching out to her grandchildren, and indulging in her favorite shows. Yet, as the clock strikes 3 a.m., a different world awakens. She frequently awakens her thoughts, revisiting moments from the past. She confided in her late husband, or perhaps it was a source of concern. She remains hidden during the daylight hours. Initially, she believed there was an issue with her sleep. However, as time passed, she realized that her early awakenings were not related to sleep at all. It was her heart yearning to be acknowledged. To nurture herself, Gloria began to keep a small journal by her bedside for those moments of awakening. Occasionally, she jots down whatever thoughts occupy her mind. Nothing extravagant. Here are some sincere reflections. She incorporated a tranquil evening ritual, such as listening to soothing music or penning a brief note to a friend. These small gestures of contemplation and connection provided her emotions with a tender release, calming her mind and allowing her to drift back into a more restful sleep. The reality is that the human heart operates outside the confines of a rigid timetable. It clings to memories it chooses to cherish, poses the inquiries it deems necessary, and occasionally engages in this introspection in the quiet hours of 3 a.m. In the stillness of the world, when silence envelops you, it is not a flaw. Rather, It is a testament to the richness within, a signal of profound introspection as you awaken to moments of reflection. Perhaps it signifies that you are harboring wisdom, poised for recognition. You have traversed both joy and sorrow, and these experiences mold not only your recollections, but also your essence. Instead of perceiving these awakenings as issues to resolve, consider engaging with them through curiosity and compassion. What messages might your mind be conveying to you? What must you offer to allow the part of you that seeks grace to be heard, even amidst the shadows? At times, the most profound form of rest does not stem from dismissing these moments, but rather from embracing them. In doing so, you may discover not only improved sleep, but also a deeper insight into your own being during this phase of life. As we conclude this video, take a moment of stillness to contemplate what you have just absorbed. What struck a chord with you? Was it the alteration in your internal rhythm, the subtle shifts in your well-being, or perhaps something more profound, an emotional cadence that reveals itself only in the quietude? Each of these 5 insights provides a unique perspective on your early morning awakenings, none suggesting anything amiss or fractured. Instead, they illuminate how profoundly your body and mind continue to function, respond, and adapt as you navigate this chapter of existence. There exists a gentle strength in recognizing the messages your body conveys, particularly in those hushed hours before dawn, rather than perceiving 3 a.m. as merely a disruption. Awakening can often feel like an unwelcome interruption, yet it may serve as a gentle reminder to attune yourself to your own needs, habits, and emotions. You are not alone in this journey, nor are you the sole seeker of clarity. With understanding comes empowerment, and with empowerment arises the opportunity to implement small yet significant changes that foster improved rest, deeper comfort, and a more profound connection to your natural rhythms. If any of these sentiments resonate with you today, recognize that you are not merely aging, you are evolving. This evolution invites you to rest with intention, to nurture yourself with kindness, and to embrace each new day with greater awareness and tranquility. We appreciate your presence here today. We invite you to share your reflections in the comments below. What insights have you gained, and how do you intend to incorporate them into your life? Your voice matters to us. Please feel free to share your thoughts. Your comments provide us with immense motivation and encouragement. If you found this video enjoyable and helpful, we would greatly appreciate your likes, subscriptions, and shares. Your support enables us to keep producing quality content that informs and inspires. Thank you for watching, and we eagerly anticipate your presence in our next video.